Norco is a point-and-click adventure that takes players on the journey through the distorted version of South Louisiana in the near future. The game immerses in a gothic narrative that explores the sinking suburbs and industrial swamps of a region shaped by the petroleum industry. The exploration and puzzle-solving mechanics are well thought out and require players to interact with characters and solve puzzles, including a variety of minigames to uncover the secrets of the town. There is also an inventory system that is only partially used. In this sense, no item spamming as in some older point-and-click games. If you dare, you can also turn off the UI borders of the clickable elements to offer a more classic game experience, but I for one have left it alone. The game's personal and earnest narrative is a standout feature, following the protagonist Kay, who returns to Norco after her mother's death in the search of her missing brother Blake. Players follow a fugitive security android, which is also a vessel for interesting situations, through the refineries, strip malls and drainage ditches to uncover the truth about Blake's disappearance. It was also attempted to add a turn-based combat system, but unfortunately it falls short in its implementation, lacking the depth and strategy that some players may be seeking. In principle, you only have to wait for cooldowns until you use your strong abilities or character, but it's nice that each who is controlled has different sequences to give at least variety. I understand that the developers wanted to offer more here, but I think it would have been better without it. Thankfully, an option to let the combat play out automatically is available, what I would really recommend. It makes me wonder if the developers themselves realize this would cause people to be split on it. The handling of the character's verbal expression is a subjective aspect of the game. Character's speech is present through a non-verbal gibberish, which may irritate some players. It's fortunately rather subtle, so it's not Banjo-Kazooie level. Personally, I found that imagining a voice in my head and reading the accompanying text was sufficient, but others may find this aspect a little frustrating. One story mechanic I really liked is the mind map, where you can look up the clues you encountered and also put them together, since there are many plot points you encounter in your journey, and also to have a reminder if you haven't touched the game for a while. However, I would even advise against it, since the game has a crisp 8 hours in total and could be played in 2 evenings. There are also in the course of the game more items that will be transferred through the story acts, but of course I do not want to reveal more for spoiler reasons. One aspect of the game that stands out is its unique art style, which manages to capture the essence of the town's history and landscape. Despite some reservations about pixel art, the attention to detail and variety in the world makes it an enjoyable and immersive experience. Also, the haunting and mellow soundtrack adds to the game's atmosphere and also reminds the players of the iconic tunes of Tangerine Dream. Until now, these melodies still come to my mind from time to time. In addition, there are a few tracks from Thou, a sludge metal band. Your mileage may vary on this maybe, but I found it fitting where it occurred. The story is emotional and impactful, with some moments that can surprise the player. Although the text can be written too lofty at times, the overall experience is captivating. The act structure of how the story is told is a bit unorthodox, but comes together more and more, especially towards the end, where all the pieces come together. And players who think ahead can achieve the good ending, which shows how much the player's intelligence is respected here. It also has its funny sides. Not to give too much away, you have the possibility right at the beginning of the game with a monkey toy from Kay's childhood to make a stare contest, to then have the monkey in your party then. What does the monkey do then? What does he bring to your big journey? Every time you approach him, he stares back at you. Totally stupid, but it brought me a smirk, I have to say. And yet later, it even has a punch to it that offers something deep again. Topics such as obsolescence, self-determination and disorientation are touched upon and given enough material to think about. Overall, Norco is a thought-provoking point-and-click adventure game that explores relevant issues in a personal and honest way. The attention to detail in the setting, soundtrack, and story makes it memorable, and the exploration and puzzle-solving mechanics are engaging. Even if you don't normally enjoy point-and-click adventures, I think you will find Norco to be a unique and captivating experience when a good story and a good gripping atmosphere are the most important things to you.